In a life full of worries and self-doubt, have you ever felt buried under a mountain of negative thoughts? It's not easy to face psychological challenges as the world around us becomes faster and more complex. Many of us struggle with habits that erode our mental health and hinder our progress forward. But what if I told you there's a timeless philosophy that could free you from those toxic patterns? This is Stoicism, embraced by the greatest minds in history, from emperors to slaves, from warriors to scholars, to transform their lives. If the insights shared in this video have offered you new understanding, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Doing so not only keeps you updated with our latest videos, but also helps you join a community of people progressing together and sharing their journey toward a peaceful and successful life. Stay with us till the end of the video so you don't miss any tips that could propel your personal transformation. Let's get started now. In this video, we will explore how the ancient wisdom of Stoicism can help you break free from 7 habits that are sabotaging your happiness and success. The Stoic philosophers taught that to achieve freedom and peace, we must focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. Epictetus once said, "The only way to happiness is to stop worrying about things beyond our power." Over the next segment, we will delve deeper into the 7 toxic behaviors identified by Stoic thinkers as major obstacles to a fulfilling life. We'll explore perspectives and lessons from great philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, and provide practical strategies for you to abandon these habits forever. You might find yourself trapped in 1 or 2 habits that are hindering your life. Whether you are an overthinker who can't sleep at night or someone who constantly tries to please others at the expense of your own worth, share your story in the comments below. Confronting deep-seated habits is not simple. It requires courage, self-discipline, and a commitment to personal growth. However, the rewards are immense: profound inner peace, strong self-confidence, and the ability to enjoy each present moment. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it." Join us in adjusting our mindset to align with Stoic virtues like resilience, self-control, and rational thinking, transforming our experiences and reclaiming power over the habits that imprison us. Prepare for a profound, exciting, and life-changing journey where you will gain deeper insights into your behavior and acquire powerful tools to nurture the life you truly desire and deserve. And to start, we will explore habit number 1, overthinking. Seneca wisely said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." So let's begin and learn how to find peace with our minds. Chapter 1. Overthinking. In today's fast-paced, information-saturated world, overthinking has escalated into a widespread affliction. Each day, we're inundated with an endless barrage of stimuli, choices, and hypothetical scenarios that propel our minds into relentless overdrive. Overthinking manifests as a pervasive inner monologue that replays past events, agonizes over future uncertainties, and amplifies minor worries disproportionately. This relentless mental activity drains our energy, fuels anxiety, and cripples our ability to act. Seneca aptly noted, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality," highlighting that overthinking often involves constructing catastrophic scenarios out of trivial concerns, thereby magnifying their perceived threat. This harmful tendency not only undermines our mental well-being, but also impairs our productivity, decision-making capabilities, and capacity to live in the moment. Caught in the throes of overthinking, we find ourselves unable to take decisive action or appreciate the immediate beauty and richness surrounding us. Fortunately, the Stoics provided powerful mental tools to combat overthinking and foster serenity, an unshakable calm amidst life's chaos. Central to Stoic philosophy is the principle that while we cannot control external events, we can master our reactions and judgments about them. Marcus Aurelius declared, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." The Stoics identified overthinking as a product of irrational beliefs and unrealistic desires about the world's nature. By adopting a reasoned, disciplined perspective, we can break free from the shackles of excessive rumination. One effective Stoic strategy is the view from above, which involves envisioning your life from a broader perspective, akin to observing yourself on a vast stage. This mental shift aids in detaching from the narrow, obsessive focus that feeds overthinking, allowing you to view your circumstances through a more rational and balanced lens. Another valuable Stoic practice is negative visualization, deliberately imagining the loss of everything you value, such as personal relationships or possessions. This technique fosters gratitude and reduces the tendency to obsess over things that, in reality, are transient and not guaranteed. To practically counter overthinking, consider the following steps. Recognize triggers that prompt your mind to spiral, which could be specific topics, times, or situations. When you catch yourself overthinking, pause and take several deep breaths to distance yourself from the whirl of thoughts. Employ the view from above by picturing yourself as a detached observer from afar. Assess the true significance of the situation. Reflect on the long-term importance of your concerns. Will they matter in a year or 5 years? Practice Stoic negative visualization by vividly imagining losing what you currently possess to cultivate a sense of gratitude. Remain present. When your thoughts wander, gently guide them back to the current moment, the only reality. Consider the experience of Sarah, who agonized over a simple work-related message to her manager on Slack. Despite the innocuous nature of the message, her mind conjured numerous negative interpretations and potential disasters, distracting her for the entire day and leading to unnecessary anxiety. This incident underscores the typical pattern of overthinking, a minor event blown out of proportion, leading to significant emotional turmoil. This narrative is all too common, yet as the Stoics teach us, dwelling in the fictional realms of our minds causes greater suffering than reality warrants. Let us practice together now. Close your eyes and envision a recent situation that has been troubling you. Visualize it vividly, then gradually zoom out, viewing it as an impartial observer. Notice how the issue diminishes in size and intensity from this broader perspective. Reflect on whether this problem will hold any significance over time. If it seems inconsequential, why allow it to continue tormenting you? Take a deep breath and resolve to channel your mental energy towards more constructive and fulfilling thoughts. As Marcus Aurelius reminded us, the universe's change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. Let's commit to making it positive. In the following sections of this video, we'll explore more interactive exercises to integrate Stoic principles into daily life, starting with addressing the detrimental habit of people-pleasing through the lens of rational self-interest. Stay tuned for transformative insights. Encouraging active engagement can really enrich our community here. If today's discussion about the perils of overthinking resonated with you, or if you found personal strategies that help curb this mental habit, I'd love to hear from you. Consider leaving a comment below with the phrase, "Say no to overthinking," to spread awareness, or share your own lessons and experiences. Each story you share not only helps you reflect and grow, but also inspires others in our community to learn and possibly find solutions that might work for them too. Your insights are invaluable, and together we can build a supportive space where we all learn to harness our thoughts more constructively. Chapter 2. Trying to please everyone or people-pleasing. In today's society, the pressure to conform and seek approval is overwhelming, exacerbated by the relentless presence of social media that fosters constant comparisons and the fear of judgment. This landscape has bred a pervasive culture of people-pleasing, a habit that extends beyond mere kindness or politeness into a compulsive need to gain approval and sidestep conflict at any cost. This often comes at the expense of one's own well-being and authenticity, turning individuals into chameleons who adjust their behaviors, opinions, and values to align with perceived expectations. People-pleasing can manifest in several harmful ways, including agreeing to requests even when overwhelmed, apologizing excessively, often for matters outside one's fault, withholding true opinions out of fear of disagreement, ignoring personal needs to cater to others, feeling responsible for the emotions of others and attempting to manage or rectify them. While this may appear benign or even noble at a glance, chronic people-pleasing extracts a severe toll, leading to burnout, resentment, a loss of self-identity, and, ironically, less authentic relationships. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus captured the essence of this predicament when he advised, "Keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best." The Stoics were acutely aware of the futility and danger inherent in trying to please everyone. They posited that true fulfillment derives not from external approval, but from living in alignment with one's own values and virtues. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor-philosopher, succinctly advised, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." This wisdom encapsulates the Stoic approach to interpersonal relationships. Exhibit understanding and kindness, but never at the expense of your principles or well-being. The Stoics underscored the importance of concentrating on what we can control, our actions and reactions, while accepting that we cannot influence others' opinions or feelings about us. Epictetus bluntly stated, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." This is not an endorsement of inconsiderateness or selfishness, but a call for a balance between kindness and integrity. Stoicism promotes oikeiosis, a process of self-realization that gradually extends our circle of care from ourselves to all of humanity. By prioritizing our values and well-being, we can truly support others, not merely appease them. Practical guide for genuine change. Identify your core values. Reflect on what truly matters to you. Which principles do you wish to uphold, regardless of external opinions? Practice saying no. Start with small, manageable denials that preserve your priorities, thus enabling you to commit to more significant, value-aligned actions. Set and communicate boundaries. Clearly articulate your limits, such as, "I can assist with this project, but I need to conclude by 5 p.m. to maintain my work-life balance." Embrace discomfort. Accept that not everyone will like or agree with you. A necessary discomfort if you wish to improve, as per Epictetus. Practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with kindness when the urge to people-please arises, as you would treat a dear friend. Reframe your perspective. Focus on authenticity and kindness in your interactions, rather than trying to please everyone. Reflect on consequences. Consider the impact of your choices on your well-being and values before committing to actions that might lead to stress or compromise. Consider the story of Maria, a talented graphic designer at a bustling advertising agency. Known for her creativity and work ethic, Maria struggled with saying no, routinely overcommitting herself to colleagues and clients, thereby causing her work quality and personal life to suffer. Her turning point occurred when she missed her sister's anniversary dinner due to work, an event she had promised to attend. Stoicism promotes oikeiosis, a process of self-realization that gradually extends our circle of care from ourselves to all of humanity. By prioritizing our values and well-being, we can truly support others, not merely appease them. Practical guide for genuine change. Identify your core values. Reflect on what truly matters to you. Which principles do you wish to uphold, regardless of external opinions? Practice saying no. Start with small, manageable denials that preserve your priorities, thus enabling you to commit to more significant, value-aligned actions. Set and communicate boundaries. Clearly articulate your limits, such as, "I can assist with this project, but I need to conclude by 5 p.m. to maintain my work-life balance." Inspired by Stoic philosophy, Maria reassessed her priorities and established clear boundaries with her boss and clients. Initially, these changes were uncomfortable, and she feared they might harm her reputation. However, as she embraced Epictetus's counsel to be content with being thought foolish by those who did not understand her limits, Maria noticed improvements in her work quality and personal relations, attracting people who respected and valued her genuine self. Maria's transformation underscores the Stoic belief that strength lies not in pleasing everyone, but in adhering to one's values and maintaining healthy boundaries. Reflect on areas in your own life where you might be succumbing to people-pleasing. Share your experiences and consider how you can apply Stoic principles to handle similar situations differently in the future. As we progress, remember Marcus Aurelius's words: "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Our next chapter will explore how to liberate ourselves from living in the past, another pervasive habit that steals our present joy and future potential. In our current era, the compulsion to be liked and approved by others is magnified by the ubiquitous influence of social media, which prompts relentless comparisons and the fear of judgment. This societal pressure has cultivated a widespread habit of people-pleasing, which extends beyond mere politeness into a compulsive need to avoid conflict and gain approval, often sacrificing personal well-being and authenticity. Such behavior can manifest in several detrimental ways, including accepting too many requests when overwhelmed, over-apologizing, suppressing genuine opinions to avoid conflict, neglecting personal needs, and feeling responsible for others' emotions. While it might appear harmless or even virtuous, chronic people-pleasing can lead to burnout, resentment, loss of self-identity, and, ironically, less authentic relationships. The Stoics, ancient philosophers known for their practical wisdom, strongly criticized this behavior. They believed true fulfillment doesn't come from external validation, but from living according to one's own values and virtues. For instance, Marcus Aurelius advised being tolerant with others and strict with yourself, emphasizing the importance of maintaining personal integrity over seeking external approval. The Stoic principle of focusing only on what we can control, our actions and reactions, suggests that seeking approval from others is a futile endeavor, since their opinions are beyond our control. This philosophy encourages a balanced approach, where kindness does not compromise personal values. By prioritizing our own values and well-being, we are better equipped to genuinely help others, not just superficially please them. Chapter 3. Living in the Past. As we navigate the complexities of life, it's not uncommon to find ourselves ensnared by the remnants of our past. We often catch ourselves replaying cherished memories, revisiting long-resolved conflicts, or lamenting opportunities that slipped through our fingers. This preoccupation with the past, while seemingly benign, acts as a silent saboteur of our present joy and future growth. The manifestations of living in the past are manifold, reminiscing incessantly about the good old days, harboring bitterness over historical grievances, fixating on prior mistakes, and unfavorably comparing our current life to our past, often clinging to obsolete beliefs and perspectives. Reflecting on our past can certainly be insightful, yet an obsessive fixation on it can immobilize us, much like attempting to drive forward while fixated on the rearview mirror, inevitably leading to a collision. Marcus Aurelius, a venerable Stoic philosopher, wisely cautioned against this, stating, "The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it." By dwelling on the past, we resist the inevitable flow of change and confine ourselves, curtailing potential personal evolution and happiness. The Stoic philosophy offers invaluable insights for liberating ourselves from the past's clutches. Central to Stoic thought is the emphasis on living in the present, the only realm over which we wield true control. Marcus Aurelius himself advised, "Don't let your reflection on the whole sweep of life crush you. Don't fill your mind with all the bad things that might still happen. Stay focused on the present situation and ask yourself why it's so unbearable and can't be survived." However, this doesn't imply a complete disregard for the past. While Stoics advocate learning from both personal and collective history, they stress the importance of applying these lessons to current actions rather than wallowing in immutable bygones. Epictetus, another Stoic luminary, offers this practical advice. Don't seek for everything to happen as you wish it would, but rather wish that everything happens as it actually will. Then your life will flow well. Adopting this perspective helps us to accept the past as it was, extract valuable lessons from it, and then channel our energies towards constructive present and future endeavors. Stoics also recognize the transience of all things, inspired by Heraclitus's observation. No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river and he's not the same man. This understanding encourages us to release the past and seize the ever-changing present with enthusiasm. Practical guide to moving forward. Practice mindfulness regularly. Cultivate awareness of the present by noticing your immediate environment, your breathing, and bodily sensations. Journal about the past. Chronicle past events that haunt you, focusing on deriving actionable lessons for today and tomorrow. Perform a past inventory. Make a list of past burdens you carry. For each, ask yourself if you can alter it now. If not, practice acceptance and letting go. Use visualization. Envision placing past regrets or painful memories in a balloon and watch as it drifts away, symbolizing your release from these burdens. Reframe past experiences. Identify the growth opportunities that arose from past challenges and consider how these have beneficially molded you. Practice gratitude daily. Every day, enumerate 3 aspects of your present that you are thankful for, shifting your focus from past to present. Set future goals. Establish clear, attainable goals that orient your energies positively forward, rather than backward. Consider the story of David, a 45-year-old marketing executive, who once bypassed an opportunity to join a budding tech startup, opting instead for the security of his corporate role. A decade later, that startup flourished into a billion-dollar enterprise. Burdened by regret and haunted by what-ifs, David's fixation on this missed opportunity pervaded every facet of his life, souring his job satisfaction and personal relationships. However, everything changed when David encountered a pivotal book on Stoic philosophy. A quote from Seneca struck him profoundly. "The greatest loss of time is delay and expectation, which depend upon the future. We let go of the present, which we have in our power, and look forward to that which depends upon chance, and so relinquish a certainty for an uncertainty." This revelation catalyzed a profound shift in David. He embraced Stoic practices like mindfulness, journaling for introspection, and goal setting, which collectively steered his focus back to the present, invigorating his professional and personal life. Through these changes, David rediscovered contentment and ambition, embodying the Stoic principle that true freedom and strength stem from mastering our present thoughts, judgments, and actions. Reflect on your own life. What past events or decisions preoccupy you? How do they impact your current happiness and future potential? Write down one significant past event and employ Stoic wisdom to assess. What lessons does this event teach? How can these lessons enhance your present and future? What current blessings can you attribute to this past event? Engage with these reflections in the comments below. Our aim isn't to erase the past, but to harness it as a tool for growth and proactive future planning. As we venture into our next topic, overcoming chronic worry, we'll explore further how Stoic principles can guide us toward tranquility amid life's inevitable uncertainties. Chapter 4. Constantly worrying. Worry is an intrinsic part of the human experience, yet it often escalates to a degree that stifles our enjoyment of life and leads to chronic paralysis. In today's society, bombarded by a ceaseless influx of information and perceived threats, the prevalence of worry has soared to alarming levels. This pervasive anxiety stems from our mind's relentless endeavor to manage the unmanageable, fixating on potential future catastrophes and invariably envisioning the direst outcomes. While a modicum of concern may spur us to action, an excess of it seldom brings solutions. Rather, it engenders a plethora of issues: persistent stress and anxiety, impaired decision-making, sleep disturbances, and health complications, such as headaches and gastrointestinal distress, not to mention the erosion of relationships due to perpetual negativity. The paradox of worry is that it often generates more distress than the actual events it anticipates. Echoing Mark Twain's witticism, "I've had a lot of worries in my life, most of which never happened." The Stoics perceived worry as a misapplication of our imaginative capacity, countering it with robust methodologies. Central to their doctrine was the dichotomy of control, which asserts that while some aspects of life are within our influence, others are beyond our reach. Epictetus encapsulated this notion succinctly. There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will. To mitigate needless worry about the uncontrollable, we must channel our efforts toward what is within our grasp, our thoughts, judgments, and actions. The Stoics also championed the virtues of present-moment living. Seneca's advice resonates profoundly here. True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future. This philosophy liberates us from the fetters of future-oriented anxieties by anchoring us firmly in the immediate reality. Furthermore, the Stoics practiced negative visualization, or the premeditation of adversities, not to fret over them, but to prepare logically and diminish their emotional impact. As Marcus Aurelius advised, when you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. This mental rehearsal equips us to handle potential difficulties with composure, reducing the likelihood of being destabilized by them. Practical guide. Practice the dichotomy of control. When ensnared by worry, question its controllability. Is this within my control? If not, strive for acceptance and refocus your energy on influenceable factors. Utilize negative visualization. Dedicate a few minutes each day to contemplate potential challenges. Strategize rational coping mechanisms. Establish a worry time. Allot 15 to 30 minutes daily for your worries. Outside this window, if concerns arise, defer them to your scheduled worry period. Engage in mindfulness. Cultivate presence through regular mindfulness exercises or meditation, enhancing your focus on the present. Challenge your worries. Assess your worries critically. What is the evidence? What's the likelihood of occurrence? What's the worst scenario, and how would I manage? Action solvable concerns. If a worry is actionable, devise and execute a plan rather than ruminating on the problem. Cultivate gratitude. Maintain a gratitude journal to shift focus from potential negatives to existing positives. Consider Sarah, a 32-year-old project manager renowned for her meticulousness, which unfortunately fueled her excessive worrying. Nightly, she lay awake, plagued by visions of project failures and job insecurities in the ever-volatile tech sector. Her work began to suffer. Indecision and a reluctance to delegate tasks slowed her progress. Her interactions with her team fraught with misgivings about their performance. Her turning point came when her manager introduced her to Stoic philosophy, particularly Epictetus's teachings on control. Sarah realized the futility of fretting over largely uncontrollable factors like market trends and colleague opinions. Inspired, she began to distinguish daily between controllables, her efforts, responses, attitude, and uncontrollables, the economy, others' actions, unexpected hurdles. Implementing structured worry time, Sarah cataloged concerns as they surfaced, addressing them only during her designated period, which often rendered many worries insignificant by their appointed time. She also began each day with a session of negative visualization, which bolstered her confidence against potential challenges. Additionally, a new regimen of daily mindfulness kept her anchored in the present, enhancing her overall mental clarity and quality of sleep. Through these practices, Sarah experienced profound transformations, improved work efficiency, enhanced relationships, and most importantly, a newfound inner tranquility. As Epictetus posited, people are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them. Sarah's shift in perspective didn't just change her emotional state, it revolutionized her entire approach to life. Now, we invite you to apply these Stoic principles to your own life. Start by pinpointing a prevalent worry, write it down, and critically evaluate it. Is it within your control? What evidence supports or refutes it? What is the worst outcome, and how could you handle it? Is there a feasible action you can take? Share your experiences and insights below. Remember, the aim isn't to eradicate worry, but to transform it into a conduit for productive action and personal development. As we proceed, keep in mind Epictetus's wisdom. Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens. Next, we delve into the pervasive issue of self-doubt and explore how Stoic insights can foster unyielding self-confidence. Chapter 5. Self-doubt. Self-doubt often creeps into our minds, casting a shadow over our capabilities and worth. This internal adversary whispers insidious doubts, planting seeds of, "You're not good enough," "You can't do this," or "Who do you think you are?" Such persistent self-questioning not only paralyzes us, but also severely hampers our personal growth and ability to reach our potential. It manifests in various detrimental ways: hesitation to chase goals, a penchant for comparing oneself to others, a crippling fear of failure, and an unhealthy pursuit of perfection. It leads to difficulty in decision-making, an over-reliance on external validation, and a tendency to undervalue one's achievements. At its core, self-doubt stems from a deep-seated mistrust in one's judgment and abilities, often fueled by past failures, societal pressures, and self-imposed unrealistic expectations. While some self-reflection is beneficial, an excess can erode self-confidence and impair our ability to tackle life's challenges effectively. The Stoic philosophy offers potent remedies for this affliction. Stoics teach that true self-worth originates from within, based on our actions and the quality of our character, rather than external accolades or circumstances. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, encapsulates this view well. Circumstances don't make the man. They only reveal him to himself. This perspective helps us to view life's challenges not as threats, but as opportunities to affirm and develop our virtues. Moreover, Stoics stress the importance of focusing on elements within our control. Marcus Aurelius advised, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." By directing our energy towards our own actions, decisions, and thoughts, instead of external opinions or outcomes, we can foster a more robust and stable self-esteem. Additionally, Stoics practice premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. This technique involves visualizing the worst-case scenarios to mentally prepare oneself to face them. Applying this to self-doubt can demystify and mitigate our fears, empowering us to handle adverse outcomes with resilience. Practical guide. Practice self-awareness. Engage in regular self-reflection to monitor your thoughts and actions. Recognize when and why self-doubt surfaces. Focus on what you can control. In each challenging scenario, identify and concentrate on aspects you can influence. Reframe. Negative self-talk. Challenge irrational, self-critical thoughts by considering what advice you would give to a friend in a similar situation. Embrace failure as a learning opportunity. Shift your perspective to view mistakes as essential steps towards personal growth. Practice gratitude. Consistently acknowledge and appreciate your strengths and achievements. Set realistic goals. Decompose ambitious objectives into manageable actions to gradually build confidence. Cultivate virtue. Dedicate yourself to developing essential virtues like wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance as foundations of self-worth. Consider the story of Alex, a skilled software developer plagued by self-doubt. Despite his competence, Alex often hesitated to pursue promotions, rarely voiced his ideas during meetings, and attributed his successes to luck rather than his abilities. This pattern not only stifled his career growth, but also left him feeling unfulfilled and stressed. The turning point for Alex came when a mentor introduced him to Stoic philosophy, particularly the teachings of Epictetus. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Realizing the extent to which self-doubt had commandeered his reactions, Alex embraced Stoic strategies to reclaim control over his thoughts and actions. He initiated a daily practice of journaling to dissect his thoughts and the triggers of his self-doubt. He started focusing exclusively on controllable aspects of his projects, such as his effort and learning, which shifted his energy towards productive outcomes. He reframed his internal dialogues, challenging the rationality of his self-doubt and replacing negative thoughts with constructive self-advice. He adopted a mindset that viewed failures as opportunities for learning and improvement. He began a gratitude practice, daily acknowledging accomplishments he previously overlooked. Alex set realistic goals, focusing on incremental skill enhancement rather than chasing an unattainable ideal. He committed to cultivating virtues in his professional conduct, striving for fairness, bravery in expressing his ideas, and discipline in his efforts. As a result, Alex noticed a significant boost in his confidence, enabling him to contribute more actively in meetings and pursue promotions he previously shied away from. His work became more satisfying as he shifted his focus from seeking external validation to fostering personal growth and virtue. Ultimately, Alex developed a profound and resilient sense of self-worth, epitomizing the Stoic belief as expressed by Marcus Aurelius. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Now, it's your turn to implement these Stoic principles to overcome your self-doubt. Reflect on an area in your life heavily affected by self-doubt. Document your thoughts, then actively question, what parts of this situation can I control? How would I advise a friend facing a similar challenge? What's the worst that could happen, and how could I handle it? What strengths or past successes can I draw upon in this context? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below, remembering that the aim is not to eradicate self-doubt, but to transform it into a tool for self-reflection and personal growth. As we continue our journey, recall the words of Epictetus. The chief task in life is simply this: to identify and separate matters so that I can say clearly to myself which are externals not under my control, and which have to do with the choices I actually control. In the following section, we'll tackle the pernicious habit of negative self-talk, exploring further how Stoic wisdom can help us cultivate a more positive and empowering inner dialogue. Chapter 6. Negative Self-Talk. Negative self-talk represents our internal critic, a relentless voice that undermines our confidence and distorts our view of the world. It whispers discouragements like, "I'm not good enough," "I always mess up," or "I'll never succeed," fostering a habitual inner dialogue so ingrained that we may not even realize its presence. The repercussions of such self-talk are profound. It diminishes our self-esteem, elevates stress and anxiety, hampers motivation and productivity, and breeds self-fulfilling prophecies of failure. This cascade of negativity can strain relationships with projections of our insecurities and cause us to miss opportunities due to pervasive fear and self-doubt. This pattern of negative thinking often originates from internalized criticisms, past failures, or societal pressures, and can tint every experience, twisting our perception of reality and curtailing our potential. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once remarked, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them." His words underscore the significant impact of negative self-talk, advocating for the necessity of rational thinking and meticulous self-examination. Marcus Aurelius, another luminary in Stoicism, advised, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Acknowledging our control over our thoughts allows us to confront and modify our negative self-talk. Stoics also practiced the premeditation of adversities, envisioning the worst-case scenarios to mentally prepare for them. This technique, when applied to negative self-talk, helps us recognize that even if our fears materialize, we possess the resilience to manage the consequences. Practical guide. Identify negative self-talk. Become attentive to your inner dialogue. When you notice negative self-talk, pause and acknowledge its occurrence. Challenge irrational thoughts. Evaluate the validity of these thoughts. Are they grounded in reality? What evidence supports or contradicts them? Reframe negative statements. Transform thoughts like, "I can't do this," into, "This challenge is substantial, but I can learn and grow from it." Practice self-compassion. Approach yourself with the same kindness you would extend to a dear friend. Use positive affirmations. Compile a list of realistic, affirmative statements about your abilities and qualities, and rehearse them consistently. Focus on growth. Shift focus from failures to learning opportunities by asking, "What can I learn from this?" Cultivate gratitude. Regularly recognize and appreciate your strengths, achievements, and the positive elements of your life. Example: consider Sophia, a 35-year-old marketing executive who, despite outward success, battled fiercely with negative self-talk. Each setback ignited a barrage of self-criticism. "I'm such an idiot. I'll never be good enough. Everyone must think I'm a fraud." These negative scripts led to insomnia, frequent anxiety attacks, and a reluctance to embrace new workplace challenges. Her relationships also suffered as she projected her insecurities onto others, assuming they judged her as harshly as she did herself. The paradigm shifted when Sophia was introduced to Stoic philosophy by her therapist. Epictetus's assertion, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters," resonated deeply. She recognized that her negative self-talk was a mutable habit rather than an unavoidable response. Inspired, Sophia undertook several transformative steps. She maintained a thought log to track her negative self-talk, enhancing her awareness of recurrent patterns. She questioned the validity of her inner critic's narratives, asking for factual evidence supporting or refuting these thoughts. She rephrased her negative self-assessments, turning "I'm such an idiot" into "I made a mistake, but I can learn." She practiced self-compassion, addressing herself with the kindness she would typically reserve for a friend. She articulated positive affirmations daily, reinforcing her self-esteem with phrases like, "I am capable and resilient. I learn from every challenge." She adopted a growth mindset, viewing setbacks as learning opportunities rather than affirmations of inadequacy. She began a gratitude routine, daily noting aspects of herself and her life she was thankful for. Over time, these practices markedly diminished her anxiety and improved her sleep. Sophia's newfound confidence propelled her to tackle work challenges with vigor and mend her personal relationships. Most critically, she fostered a nurturing and supportive dialogue with herself. As Marcus Aurelius poignantly observed, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." By altering the hue of her thoughts, Sophia fundamentally transformed her life. Now we invite you to apply these Stoic strategies to your negative self-talk. Begin by identifying a prevalent negative thought about yourself. Write it down, then consider, is this thought factually accurate? How can I rephrase this thought to reflect reality more positively? What would I advise a friend who voiced this thought? What can I learn, or how can I grow from this thought's trigger? Share your experiences and reflections in the comments below. The aim is not to eradicate all negative thoughts, but to cultivate a more balanced, rational, and compassionate inner dialogue. As we progress, let us remember Seneca's wisdom. If you really want to escape the things that harass you, what you need is not to be in a different place, but to be a different person. In the next chapter, we delve into overcoming procrastination, exploring how Stoic wisdom equips us to conquer inertia and act with intention. Chapter 7. Procrastination, a Stoic approach to overcoming delay. Procrastination, the act of delaying tasks, is a common challenge that affects our productivity, goals, and overall well-being significantly. It transcends mere poor time management, originating often from deeper emotional and psychological sources. This habit manifests through various behaviors, such as deferring important tasks to the last moment, allocating excessive time to insignificant activities, shying away from challenging or uncomfortable tasks, initiating projects without completing them, and continually crafting excuses for these delays. The repercussions of persistent procrastination are profound. Heightened stress and anxiety, missed opportunities and deadlines, diminished quality of work, impaired relationships, tarnished reputation, and pervasive feelings of guilt and low self-esteem. Fundamentally, procrastination typically serves as a mechanism to avoid the negative emotions linked to tasks, like fear of failure, perfectionism, or the overwhelming nature of the tasks. The Stoics, champions of rational thought and virtuous action, offer profound insights into conquering procrastination. They posited that our deeds, rather than our intentions, truly define us. Epictetus astutely remarked, "No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer you that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen." This ideology encourages us to appreciate gradual progress and not be immobilized by the magnitude of tasks. Furthermore, the Stoics emphasized concentrating on elements within our control. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Concentrate every minute like a Roman, like a man, on doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness, tenderly, willingly, with justice." Overcoming procrastination, hence, involves focusing on present actions and moments. Also, aligning our deeds with our values and viewing our work as a pathway to character development serves as a robust deterrent to procrastination. Practical guide to Stoic remedies for procrastination. Segment tasks into smaller, manageable steps. Simplify large projects to reduce overwhelm. Apply the 5-minute rule. Commit to a task for just 5 minutes. This often builds momentum to continue further. Practice mindfulness. Recognize and reflect on the urge to procrastinate without judgment. Challenge procrastination. Thoughts. Scrutinize and question the excuses used to justify delays. Create a structured environment. Reduce distractions and organize your workspace to enhance focus. Employ Stoic negative visualization. Ponder the consequences of task incompletion to fuel motivation. Focus on the process, not the outcome. Emphasize consistent, small actions over final results. Consider James, a 40-year-old aspiring novelist whose procrastination hindered his writing ambitions. Despite starting strong, he would soon find excuses. Too busy, lacking inspiration, or needing more research. This habit affected his self-esteem and relationships, especially as inquiries about his progress met defensive responses. A turning point occurred when James attended a writing workshop highlighting Stoic principles to overcome creative blocks. Struck by Epictetus's wisdom, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. James recognized the emptiness of mere talk without action. Inspired, James reshaped his approach. He divided his novel writing into daily goals of 500 words. He adopted the 5-minute rule, often extending the writing session beyond the initial time frame. He practiced mindfulness to counter procrastination urges, realizing these were rooted in irrational fears. He scrutinized his procrastination thoughts, challenging their validity. He established a distraction-free writing space and a regular routine. Using Stoic negative visualization, James imagined the regret of an unfinished novel, which spurred present action. He shifted his focus from crafting a perfect novel to simply making daily writing progress. Through these changes, James noticed a marked improvement. His daily word count increased, and his anticipation for writing sessions replaced previous dread. This transformation led to a newfound sense of self-efficacy and integrity. As Marcus Aurelius noted, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." By altering his approach, James made significant strides in his novel and his self-perception. Now, it's your opportunity to apply these Stoic principles to tackle procrastination. Break your pending task into smaller steps. Identify the smallest action you can undertake immediately. Reflect on the common thoughts or excuses that lead you to procrastinate. Realign the task with your values and long-term objectives. Share your experiences and insights in the comments. Remember, perfection isn't the goal. Consistent, purposeful action is. As we conclude our journey through Stoic wisdom, let's embrace these teachings to dismantle harmful habits and foster a life filled with purpose, resilience, and inner peace. As we reach the close of our journey through the 7 destructive habits that obstruct our path to self-mastery, let's reflect deeply on the Stoic teachings that advocate for a life of virtue and personal freedom. The ancient Stoics believed that true liberation isn't found in external acquisitions or fleeting pleasures, but in cultivating an unshakable character and resilience that persists regardless of life's storms. Each habit we've discussed, whether it's procrastination, overindulgence, or negative thinking, acts as a chain that ties us to mediocrity and prevents us from reaching our highest potential. The Stoics taught us the art of self-discipline, the cornerstone of personal development. They urged us to exercise restraint, to think before acting, and to align our actions with our rational understanding of what is truly beneficial for our well-being. This philosophy does not merely help us avoid harmful habits. It invites us to construct a fortress within ourselves, a fortress so robust that external circumstances cannot disrupt our inner peace. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Embrace this wisdom. Start by saying no to the habits that serve you no purpose. Say no to the impulses that derail your progress. And say no to the comforts that hold you captive in the known and the mundane. Now, I challenge you, our enlightened viewers, to not just passively watch, but to engage actively with these teachings. Implement these insights into your daily routine. Evaluate your habits, dissect your choices, and forge a life that mirrors the grandeur of your greatest aspirations. And when you find yourself slipping back into old patterns, remember the Stoic discipline that guides you back to the path of virtue. Share your thoughts and progress in the comments below. What bad habits are you committed to quitting today? Let's inspire each other with stories of renewal and transformation. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights into becoming your best self through the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. And if you're seeking more strategies to elevate your life, make sure to watch the next video queued up below. Together, let's cultivate not only knowledge, but wisdom that translates into action.